Hi, hello, welcome to these Mindset Live sessions. Please just let me know if you can hear me and see me well so that we can start the topic for today, which is about practical steps for prosperity for teachers. And I would love to see any comments from you, where you are coming from or joining me from today, what you're expecting from this topic, and maybe have you been to the previous sessions as well? Katrin Walker, great, nice to have you here, Katrin. I hope you can see me and hear me well. And I would like to hear from everybody else. Where are you joining us from, Katrin? Which country? And how are you feeling today? So maybe some of you who are joining me for these Mindset Live sessions, we are having them every other week. So every other Wednesday, and they are all about mindset topics for teachers. And the topics we spoke about in the past was about managing your emotional state as a teacher, or even learning some practical tips how to make money as you go independent as a teacher, or even if you want to make more income as a teacher, or even topics such as how you can overcome your inner sabotage and even identify what saboteurs are stopping you from achieving the things that you want to achieve in your life, or even the topics such as how to make decisions in a calm and balanced way, and many other topics. So I'm very excited again to welcome you to today's topic, which is about practical steps to prosperity for teachers. Oh, great. So Katrin is saying, joining from Germany. Nice to have you here, Katrin. Teya from Spain. Nice. I used to live in Spain for 2 years, Teya, and I love the country. And yes, Katrin, is normally in Turkey, but now in Germany. Yes, Katrin. Um, okay, so Teya is saying first time for me. Great. I really hope you will enjoy this session today, Teya. So as I said, we meet every other weeks and we just work on mindset, because I realized as a teacher myself, when I shifted to being a teacher entrepreneur, that actually mindset was something which was stopping me more than the strategy. So the mindset, it means how do I think, feel about myself, and how do I act as a teacher. Katrin is saying, I've been to these sessions before. Maybe you can share a takeaway with me, Katrin, what you have taken away from the previous sessions. I would love to hear it. And Chinasa is here. Chinasa, Sharon Emmanuel, it's great to be here. Yes, it's great to have you here. And hello to Nigeria. Then Dean from Berlin. Nice to have you here, Dean. And Julian from Wellington region, New Zealand. So again, Julian, for you, it's maybe evening time, right? Midnight, you're saying midnight. Okay. Uh, Great. Welcome here, everyone. So I think for those of you who haven't been here in the previous sessions, let me just introduce myself very quickly before I start the topic, which is about practical steps for prosperity. So my name is Steffi, and I used to be a teacher, ESL teacher, for many years. And right now I work as a growth and mindset coach for teachers. And the reason why I shifted is because I understood how much I love education and how much respect I have to all the teachers I've had in my life and to all my fellow teachers. And as I discovered myself on my journey, how important mindset is for our growth, now I feel like that's what I want to do. I want to help teachers with their mindset so that they can have more income, more impact, and more freedom in their lives. And that's why I'm doing these topics and having these mindset sessions every other week. I'm going to share with you other links of the free events that we have and how we serve teachers. But let me just start with the topic for today, because I'm sure you're already excited about the topic today. Again, the topic is practical steps to prosperity. So, what do you think so far, based on your experience, based on the things you've studied and things you've realized? What are the steps, practical steps to prosperity? And to start with, we have to define what prosperity is, right? So, how do you understand the word prosperity? What is it? What does it mean to you, the word prosperity? Or who here thinks it's just about money? It's about money, the prosperity, or prosperity is about the money. Okay, Amarita is joining from London but living in Spain. in Andalusia, right, Amarita? So nice to have you here. Thank you for joining me today. And Katrin, one conclusion from one of the previous sessions: professional development is like an investment. Yes, that was actually the topic from two sessions before this one, where we spoke about how we should invest in ourselves as teachers, and not just financially, but also in our well being. Thank you so much. So, the word prosperity, okay, what it is. So, prosperity is not just about money. Prosperity is about abundance in all areas of your life. It's about how much you're enjoying what you have present in your life. So, it can be prosperity in terms of your well being, how you take care of yourself, and how present you are to everything you can see. It can be prosperity when it comes to your relationships, how good your relationships are, right? Then, when it comes to prosperity, it can be emotional prosperity. So, like the feelings of feeling fulfilled, joyful, and just supported, yes, in your relationships. It can be financial prosperity when you are having enough or more than enough money to meet your needs and goals. Or it can be prosperity in terms of impact as well, which is about being able to give, support others, and leave a positive mark on the world, because that's what we do as teachers, right? We do impact our students and pretty much the whole society, because everybody has teachers. And it can be related as well, this abundance or prosperity, to our personal growth. So it's about continuously learning, evolving, and just living with purpose, which is very important to us teachers. Now, if you would like to add anything else to how you understand prosperity, please just do it. I would love to read it. So Dean is saying prosperity gives you the time to do what you want to do in your life. Wow. I'm going to frame this sentence. I'm going to just save this one. I love it. Prosperity gives you the time to do what you want to in your life. I couldn't agree more with this, Dean. Such a beautiful sentence, this one. Love it. Thea is saying it's not only about money, but money is part of it, a very important part. Exactly. And we are going to talk about it today, how money is an important part of feeling prosperous as a teacher. And Julian is saying it's holistic. Yes, it is. It is. Prosperity is holistic. Okay, so what do you think the first step will be for you to make a practical step to prosperity? What is the first step? Who will guess it right? What is the first step? I will be looking at your comments as I will be presenting, and at some point I will share the screen as well, so that you can see some visuals that I've prepared for you. So the very first thing I want to touch on is the just ask principle. What do you think this is about? And how is it related to prosperity? Okay, the just ask principle. Just ask. What is this about? I will be reading your comments again. Okay, it's about feeling prosperous, about mindset. Mhm. Okay, so you have to tell yourself that you deserve it. Okay, so this is such a good point. So let me just start with this. The just ask principle should really start with the most powerful question, which is: have you given yourself permission to receive more? And I'm asking you this question: have you given yourself permission to receive more? Before you ask anyone else for more pay or maybe even more respect or better opportunities, you need to ask yourself first: why is it so? Your mind needs to believe it's safe to receive more. And that's not always automatic, right? Why? Because your brain wasn't built to help you thrive, it was built to help you survive. So when more money, more visibility, or even more impact feels unfamiliar or risky, then your brain might actually resist it. And here is the shift I would suggest. And I would like to hear from you as well. What do you want to add to this topic? But make what you desire. It may be more freedom, more income, more influence, or more impact. part of your survival. So make it essential and not optional. So the things you desire, make them essential, not just optional. And then show your brain that these things aren't just nice to have in my life, but part of what keeps you motivated, safe, and fulfilled as a teacher. So that's what I would say. And when your brain links your desires to survival, then it stops resisting and starts supporting you in achieving those things. And once you are done with your inner work, okay, because this is all about your inner work, um, then you can actually ask for what you want by doing some or taking some external actions. So maybe you can ask for better contracts, or raising your rates, or even stepping into these kind of higher value opportunities as a teacher. Now, I would like to hear from you. How you see this happening? So what do you think about this first principle, which is about just ask principle? What do you think about this principle? Yes, Tina, so I just asked the question, have you given yourself permission to receive more? This is the question we need to ask ourselves as teachers. Have we given ourselves permission to receive more? And again, as I said, this is about linking the things that you desire in your life with your survival. Because again, our brains were not built to help us thrive, but to help us survive. And if the things that you desire are linked to your survival, your brain will help you achieve them. But again, this is the internal work that you need to do, or inner work that you need to do before you ask for this pay rise or anything else. Now, I just remember when I was an ESL teacher before, I used to charge about $15 per hour. And it was good and enough to survive. But I was scared to ask for more. And every time when I asked for more, I was rejected, or at least 9 out of 10 times I was rejected. And it's not just even asking like, 10 pounds more or $10 more, it was just $1 more. And it seemed to be challenging. And I just didn't understand why is it so. And then when I realized like the inner work has to precede the external work, and I started working on my value, how I saw myself as a teacher, and then when I asked for more, it was so much easier. So I remember this was work I was working on, or I was doing for a few months. And then I became a teacher entrepreneur. So I became more specialized in terms of what kind of students I was teaching. And then after about maybe 4 or 5 months, I was asking for like triple more, so about $50 per hour, and I received the money. And it wasn't even challenging. People actually gave that money to me with ease and joy. And I wasn't wondering, but why was it so difficult just a few months ago when I just asked for $1 more? Why is it so difficult now? Why was it so difficult then and so kind of pretty easy now? And it was because of this inner work. I was ready to receive more because I asked for more, and I gave myself permission to receive more. Let me please know if this makes sense and if you agree with it. Any comments? I would love to read them. And maybe even share your stories or your experiences that you have when when you just asked for more. How was it for you? And so nice to have everybody here who just joined right now. As I mentioned at the very beginning, we have these sessions every other week. And I just love seeing here new teachers and new faces. I don't see you like live, but I can see your profile pictures, which makes me feel connected with you. And I hope you feel connected with me as well. Now, this is a comment from Chinasa saying, our brains are not built to help us thrive, but to help us survive. Therefore, it's important to have that deep conversation with ourselves that we deserve more. We are valuable, and asking for what we deserve isn't a crime. Those who value our worth will come around. Wow, this is such a beautiful summary of what we've been speaking about here in our first part, which is just ask principle. I love how you summarize it so beautifully. And as you said, we are valuable, and asking for what we deserve isn't a crime. If anything, it's a necessity, right? Because when we ask for more and receive more, we are going to be better teachers because we are taken care of. And then we can be good role models for our students. And as you said, if you value yourself already and you've done this inner work, then people will come around, or people who resonate with you and see that value will come around. As it came in my case, when I started this entrepreneurship about 5 years ago, I tripled my hourly rate within a few months. And I didn't even change that much of the strategy. It was just the inner work, the mindset work. Dean is saying you have to find what you subconsciously push away. Yes, and that's exactly what it is. So by giving yourself permission to receive more, that's exactly what it is. It's the subconscious work, because consciously you may want to ask for more. You may want to get a promotion or double your income, but if you are not subconsciously aligned with that, if your belief is like, I'm not worthy of receiving more, then whatever you ask for, it will be very hard to receive it because there is no alignment. So there needs to be this alignment between your thoughts, feelings, and actions for the results to match what you want. If there is a misalignment, then there is a lot of confusion and it's hard to receive what you want to receive. I'm so happy, Nimisha, that you're enjoying this session. And please just stay around because I'm going to share two more powerful tips today that help me a lot. And I'm practicing them every day. Chinasa is saying give yourself the chance to ask for more and be open to receive more. Exactly. That's what it is. Um, Julian is saying mind over matters. Yes. And Amarita asking for more can challenge low self worth or self esteem that we have internalized from the attitudes of others. Exactly, Amarita, I really resonate with what you're saying right now. And I would love to share one personal anecdote of mine. So I remember when I was a teacher and charging about $15 per hour, I had a friend of mine who really wanted to help me, but he just didn't believe I could charge more. And at that time, I said to him, because I was already convinced, I can charge $100 per hour. I didn't know how, but I already knew that would be possible somehow because I saw other teachers. And he said to me, if you are able to charge this much, which is $100 per hour and more, I'm going to eat this fork. And he was eating some food and using a fork. And I remember those words. So imagine if I really internalized what was said to me, I would have never charged more. I listened to him, but I heard him, but not really listened to him and to what he said. And I didn't emotionalize. And as Marita said, I didn't internalize what he was saying. And that helped me actually charge more and not listen to those beliefs he had about my worth as a teacher or society around us, right? If you see all these other platforms where teachers are charging very little, it's the society's perspective or view of how much teachers should charge. So we shouldn't internalize that. If anything, we should look inside what is there and then be ready to just ask for more and be ready to receive it, of course. And as they say, you think, therefore you are. Yes, that's a very good point. Actually, I have to say, I've read it somewhere that all the philosophers and psychologists and all these people who are, interested in mind and they are studying mind, there is like there is just one thing they agree on and everything else they disagree on. But there is just one thing they agree on, and it's exactly what you wrote. You think, therefore you are, or whatever you think, you are or you become. So it's a very good reminder. Thank you so much for this. Dean is saying you have to be very real with yourself. What really lights you up? 9 times out of 10, until you do the inner work, you discover what you truly desire. Exactly. So I just want to touch on what you said in this comment. So your brain is going to help you with what you want to achieve, but it's your heart that tells you why is this important to you. And what is it that you want to go after? What is your purpose? So that's what your heart knows. And that's why we say you should listen to your heart, but then you should ask your brain to help you get there where you want to get. Because I would even say your heart is a visionary leader, whereas your brain is a project manager. So it's a very good project manager that just follows what your heart decided to do or to be. So thank you so much for summarizing it so nicely, Dean. Now, are we ready for the second tip or the second part of this session? Are we ready? Just say, yes, we are ready. We are ready, Steffi. And I'm going to continue with the second part. Good. So, the second part, it's about receiving with confidence. Again, receiving with confidence. So, once you asked for more, which was the first step, the next step is, can you receive it with confidence? Now, receiving isn't just about saying yes or yes, please, if you're polite. It's about trusting that you are asked, trusting that what you ask for will come. Sorry. So again, receiving isn't just about saying yes when something good comes your way, but it's about trusting that what you are asked for or what you've asked for will truly come. So even if there is a delay. So that's the same thing. I'm going to give you an analogy. Like you're on a train to Rome or to Paris, and you wouldn't get frustrated at not being there yet. You would trust the process. You would trust the fact that the train will get you to Paris or to Rome. And this is what it means when I say confident receiving. It means that you know what you ask for will come. Maybe not straight away, but it's on its way because you already asked and you already mentioned why you want what you want, why you desire it. So this also means not shrinking when praise or money shows up. So maybe somebody else is saying to you, or a student of yours is saying to you, oh, that lesson changed my life. Teacher, that lesson changed my life. I'm sure you've heard it many times already. I have. And instead of just brushing it off, you say, thank you. I'm so happy. So if somebody else offers you to pay more, you don't need to apologize for your rates. It just means receive with confidence. And not just money, but beautiful comments, compliments, either from your students, from other teachers, from society, from parents of your students, or from anybody else. And this true receiving that I speak about is quiet, grounded confidence, what it means. So it's not about arrogance, like, oh, yes, yes, I'm all of these, yes. It's not like arrogance, but it's just awareness that, yes, you know your strengths. And that's what Dean actually mentioned earlier on. You need to know your strengths and what you truly desire, and you know that. And also, you know your challenges or maybe weaknesses or your growth edges. So, just this true confident receiving, it's about being aware of your strengths and your challenges and weaknesses as well, and you own both. Okay, and when you model this kind of receiving, and when you model yes, this kind of like true receiving, your students learn to receive praise and believe in themselves too. So very often when I was deflecting kind of like compliments or other nice things that people would say to me, I didn't realize that actually this is the mindset I'm passing on to my students as well. So I'm not really teaching them or demonstrating to them how they can receive as well with confidence when somebody compliments on their language skills, right? As I was teaching English to them. So this is very important to realize. When you learn how to receive with confidence, you're going to be a good role model for your students as well because they will learn the same thing. And Chinasa is saying, accept compliments, you are worthy. Exactly. You are worthy. And maybe sometimes when we receive some compliments, but we don't really receive them, it's because we don't truly believe that way about ourselves. So if somebody says you're such a good teacher, or you help me with this and this, maybe somewhere inside us we don't truly believe in that. So then we are deflecting the things and rejecting compliments and everything else. Um, Dean is saying this may sound controversial, but we all secretly reveal in our poverty and discomfort, and our subconscious creates situations where we can wallow in our discomfort. It keeps us safe. Mm. So, this is a very good point, Dean. And I think, as I mentioned before already, the purpose of our brain, or yes, the goal of our brain, is not to help us thrive, but to help us survive. So our brain is always looking for the questions and answers about, like, how can I survive? Is this safe for me? Is this safe for me? So this is the question always, am I safe? Am I safe? And if the things you really desire are unknown to your brain, then your brain will reject them, or even opportunities that have those things, or you will not even recognize them. There may be an opportunity that will be grabbed by somebody else, by another teacher, but not by you, because you haven't really given yourself permission to receive more and to receive what you desire. But I like this comment that you made. Okay, do we have any other questions about receiving with confidence? What comes to mind? The first principle was the just ask principle. The second one is receiving with confidence. And we are going to share, or I'm going to share the third one with you. And I will give you space for questions as well. Koram is asking, and the child inside constantly asks, am I good enough? Am I good enough? So that's a very important question, and one of the basic core questions that the child inside us, the inner child, asks, am I good enough? There are two questions actually. Am I good enough? Am I worthy enough? Or am I worthy of receiving? And yes, of receiving, or do I deserve to receive? So, am I good enough comes from our Father. Am I worthy enough? Or am I worthy of receiving more or deserving more comes from our Mother. So when I work with different coaches on my mindset, on my relationship with other people, with my parents, and with money, or even with students, I learned these two questions. And then when I felt like, okay, I feel I'm not good enough, so I looked at the things from my childhood and I tried to heal those things which were maybe hurting and challenging from my childhood, and maybe they came from my father, to help me deal with the situations I have to deal with right now. So these are very important questions. And if the answer is no, like, am I good enough? And the answer is no, then it's going to be hard to attract what you really want to attract. Or if you feel like, okay, I'm good enough, but I'm not worthy of receiving, or I don't deserve to receive more, then it's going to be hard to receive more. And as Julian is saying, it's a step of faith. Yes, definitely. All of this is a step of faith. So, faith and fear both begin with the letter F, and they both believe in something which is invisible. So, you can't see what you're afraid of, but you can't see what you have faith in. It's just about you deciding, do I want to believe that this will work out, or do I want to be afraid that this won't work out? And Chinasa is saying, I'm learning a lot from this session. I used to be afraid to ask for more because I felt I don't have what it takes to have more. But right now I'm building my mindset, embracing personal development. Now I know I deserve more, and I'm not afraid to ask for what I deserve. Wow, I think maybe you should even print it out and have it somewhere around you so that you are reminded every single minute of it. And very often it's just about seeing ourselves with different eyes, seeing ourselves as more prosperous for us to attract that. So it's so important to, in a way, reprogram our subconscious mind with these beautiful affirmations and statements that you just mentioned. Good. Any questions before we continue with the third part? Any questions that you have? Or any comments? Good. So we seem to be doing well. Now, the third tip or the third practical step I would like to share with you is something which is very close to my heart and something I learned on one of my trips and travels to Switzerland, which was just a few months ago. And I think subconsciously I was following this principle. Maybe it just had different names, but now I just have a name for this as well, what we are going to practice today. But before I share this principle with you, I would like to ask you one question. Okay, so I would like to ask you one question. How often do you deposit any money to your bank, to any bank that you have? How often or any money comes to your bank? Is it like on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, on a daily basis? How often you deposit any money into your bank? Because the third tip is going to be related to this. So, how often, what is the frequency of your depositing your money into your bank? Monthly, okay, I can see monthly. Mhm. Now, the question is how often you withdraw money from your bank or how often you use the money that you have in your bank. Is it every day, every week, every other day, a few times a week? Monthly, okay? So Taya is saying as well monthly. I guess this is depositing monthly and then withdrawal. How often do you withdraw the money from your bank? Or how often you pay with money for the things that you need? Okay, once or twice a month. Good. So when you withdraw the money from your bank, do you have less money in that bank or the same amount of money or more money in your bank? When you withdraw the money from your bank, do you have the same amount of money? Do you have more or do you have less? It's a tricky question, okay? So I would like to see who guesses it right. It's not actually a tricky question. I think this is an easy one. It's an easy one. I just make it sound tricky. But what I will share with you will be tricky. Okay, Coram is saying less money. Yes. So imagine you have $100 in your bank account and you buy groceries which are in $20 amount. Okay, so you will be left with $80. Okay, so that's like simple math. Now, what if I introduce you to something where the more, so you can withdraw as many times as you want, but you still have the same amount in your bank. Okay, so this is going to be a tricky one. It's not the actual physical bank, but let me just explain what I'm talking about. Okay, if you are intrigued, are you intrigued about what I want to talk about right now? What kind of investment you can do that no matter how much you withdraw, you will have the same or even more. I was so puzzled when I heard this for the first time. Like, what is this about? Okay, so let me just introduce you to this principle. It's called the Bank of Positive Emotions. And I think quite a few of you already mentioned this of feelings. You have to feel your value if you want to attract what you deserve, what you want. So, feeling is the secret, okay? If you don't feel something, then it's not going to be attracted into your life or you're not going to get it, right? So, the bank of positive emotions means that your mindset needs fuel. And that fuel actually comes from emotional wealth. And the bank of positive emotions is where you intentionally collect the moments that matter. So you deposit the moments that matter, and there are actually 3 steps. So you can deposit those moments from your life as a teacher that matter to you. It may be a student breakthrough. So let's say you help your student get a new job or just improve the workplace relationships because of their improved communication skills, or you've helped them maybe get to the university they really wanted to get to. So any kind of student breakthrough is, let's say, the moment you want to collect, you want to deposit in this bank of positive emotions. Or it can be a message of gratitude when the student shared with you like how grateful they are for the sessions with you and like how helpful you have been in their lives, and you just want to deposit this message of gratitude. Or even the moment where you showed up fully despite your fear. Let's say you made a video on social media, or maybe you asked for a promotion, or maybe you applied for a job that you wouldn't dare to apply for, and you just, had this courage. So these are all the moments you want to intentionally collect in your bank of positive emotions. And so the first step is you deposit them. Okay, so anytime when you are experiencing something positive in your life and you are happy about it and it makes you feel prosperous and abundant as a teacher, you deposit it into your bank of positive emotions. So how you do it? So what is the secret pin for you to do it? Would you like to know? Would you like to know? um, and very important thing here as well, I wanted to mention, is not just about the positive emotions present, from your present right now moment, but it can be from your past or even from your future. I'm going to explain that. But basically, every time when you experience any positive emotion and you want to deposit it in the bank of positive emotions, you just need to use any anchoring technique. It can be just using your 3 fingers on one of your hands, just pressing them together, as you can see me, and just connecting with that, really feeling it. And this way, your brain will help you remember this emotion. So now you deposited it, it's in your bank of positive emotions, and it will be there forever. Okay, so this is the first step, to deposit your positive emotions. And again, as I said, it can be depositing any positive emotions from your past, from the present, and from the future. So maybe you think about your past when you managed to maybe ask for more money, or you receive some beautiful comments and compliments from your students, from other teachers, from other parents, and from other people around you. Or maybe you donated some money to the charity of your choice, or you had a very enjoyable holiday where you took your friends or your family members, or even you allowed yourself to have a pampering day where you went for a massage, or maybe just had a day trip or something. All these positive emotions. So if you remember those moments from the past, you can as well connect with them and deposit those positive emotions into your bank of positive emotions. So that's from the past, or from your present life as you go through your day as a teacher. And every time you feel positive about something, you feel good about something, you just use this secret pin by you pressing these 3 fingers together and depositing everything that is happening to you and is positive. Or even equally from the future, and you may be wondering, how can I deposit positive emotions from the future if I haven't experienced them? Well, that's um, the that depends how you look at it. You can experience already the emotions from something or about something that didn't even happen. So for example, for me at that time when I used to be an ESL teacher, like 6-7 years ago, I was desiring to just be better paid and to actually have more income on my students, because before I used to teach everybody in the same class and different groups of students. And I just felt like what it would be like to just be able even to help them achieve more results. So I And I was desiring as well to have a better lifestyle, to be able to travel to different countries and maybe teach students from different countries as I travel. So I was already desiring things and I was feeling really excited about it and grateful. So I could already connect with those emotions from the future, maybe moments that I didn't experience, but I wanted already in that moment. So everything that you would like to experience and you haven't experienced and it's positive, you can already connect with it, emotionally connect with it, and deposit it in your bank of positive emotions. So, again, you can deposit from your past, present, or future. And that's the first step, deposit. Any questions that we have, or any comments, any insights so far? I would like to read them. Any questions or any comments? How is this related to what you are going through right now as a teacher? Gina, thank you so much for this comment. Gina is saying, so simple but so powerful. Yes, that's how I feel about it too. So simple but so powerful. Yes, it doesn't cost you any money, but it can bring you a lot of money, but not just money, but prosperity. Um, because there are so many people who have a lot of money, yet they are not really able to enjoy the money they have and just enjoy these beautiful moments they can with the money. And then there are a lot of people who don't have a lot of money, but yet they feel prosperous because they enjoy whatever they have in that moment. And it's more than enough for them to be happy. Karom is saying it could protect you emotionally and refers to emotional prosperity. Exactly. But again, like as we say, feeling is the secret. So when you really feel this and you just store all these positive emotions, then that's how you are going to see the life around you as well, through this filter of positive emotions when it comes to money and prosperity. So what is inside you, what is on your mind, and the way you feel is going to attract what you attract. So the more positive emotions you have there, the better. So the second step I would like to share with you is, so the first one was deposit, the second one is grow. So that's the same thing, just like money, the compound effect is real. The more you connect and grow those emotions, so you just kind of like connect with those emotions, right? Those positive ones, the more it will grow. So the more kind of prosperous and positive emotions you will have in your bank of positive emotions. And that's the second step. So kind of like to grow it, to connect with it anytime you can. And it doesn't really take much more time. You can do it as you walk, as you do the dishes, as you clean your house, as you just sit down or you're on the public transport, as you drive your car. You can be just doing this without really having to stop and doing it. So you can do it on the go. Just grow these positive emotions which are already there, which are already deposited there in your bank of positive emotions. And then there will be the third step, the most interesting one, which I'm going to share with you. But let me just read what Dean mentioned. You have to be clear about what you want in your life, but do not state that you want it. If you do, the universe will respond in kind and you will be stuck in that loop of wanting. Operating from a place of gratitude, like you already have what you want, will bring about the same, about the result that you seek. Yes, exactly. Because if you are kind of like desiring something because you lack it, then you will receive less of it, or like you will not receive more because there is this desperation or need for something. But if you're already grateful for what you have, and that's why this connecting with your positive emotions it's actually about being grateful for what you already have, can bring you more of what you want or of the same kind. That was a very important comment, Dean. Thank you so much for just contributing with this. You've had a lot of nice comments today here from you. Thank you. Now, who is curious about the third step? So the first one was deposit your positive emotions, then grow your positive emotions. And what is the third one? What is the third one? So the third step is to withdraw those positive emotions when you need them most. So maybe you have a doubt that shows up for you, or just having a hard day, which we all do. I do, for example. I don't know how you, but I do have a lot of hard days when I cry and when I just have these low moments. So, what you can do on that hard day, you can just make a withdrawal. So, this means reminding yourself of your power, your impact, and your worth. By you connecting with those positive emotions, you deposit it into your bank of positive emotions, and you use the same pin. You just press the three fingers, as I do right now, and that's how you can withdraw those positive emotions in those moments when you need it the most as a teacher as you go through your day. And I would really encourage you, I would like to encourage you to actually start building your bank of positive emotions this week. It's one of the most valuable investments you can make in your mindset as a teacher. Who is ready? Who is ready to start building your bank this week? Starting from today. And I would like you to maybe even mention one positive emotion that you can already connect with right now. Maybe you can feel it now, or you can connect to it from your past and already deposit it into your bank of positive emotions. So, what would that emotion be? Maybe you can describe the situation to me. And then you can just deposit it into your bank of positive emotions by just using this secret pin. Gina is saying hope, the feeling of hope. And I'm sure you know what it means to you, this feeling of hope. Yes, you can deposit this feeling of feeling hopeful about a situation and then just have it in your bank of positive emotions. Anybody else would like to share? In the meantime, as you're going to share this, I would like to share my screen and just show you the future events you can attend, and they are all free. So let me just share this with you. And I will share the link in the comments as well. So this is our Bowie monthly events that we have. And as I mentioned, the event, the mindset session you are participating in right now, it's happening every other Wednesday. So bi-weekly on Wednesdays, the same time. It's always 8 a.m. Eastern time, 1 p.m. UK time, and 2 p.m. Central European time. And you just need to, those of you who came here, you already know how to access it. But if you want to watch maybe even the previous episodes, you just click on that link and you will be able to see them. And also, if you want to listen to my podcast here, you can click here as well. I've got like short episodes of podcast too. And then these are all the other free events that we have for teachers who would like to make more income and impact and just feel more prosperous. And one coming up is in 7 days on the 23rd of April. It's called Membership Webinar, which is about working less and earning more with memberships. So James is going to speak about how you can get more students who can afford your membership and stop trading time for money with one-on-one or group teaching. So if you're interested in this, you just need to register for free. Even if you can't attend it on that day, you will still get the recording just because you registered. And you can add it to your calendar here as well, just so that you are reminded and you don't miss out on it. Of course, it's good to watch the recording, but if you're present live in the session, it's a different energy. And also you can ask any questions that you have and they will be answered in that live session. So I'm just going to share this link with you. in case you are interested and you would like to join any other future events. Okay, so I'm going to share this with you. Let me know if you've received it. And I'm just going to read some of your comments. So, Koram is saying notes of gratitude from old students. Yes. So, you just need to deposit those notes of gratitude from your old students into your bank of positive emotions. Amarita, if students tell me that I genuinely helped them, then it must be true. Remember this in moments of self doubt. Exactly. You know what I do, Amarita? Maybe you do it as well. I have all the comments that are very kind of beautiful and they mean a lot to me. I've got them all saved in one place. And then on those days when I feel maybe a little bit down, I always look at those comments and beautiful messages from my students and from other people around me. They are saying gratitude, compliments from students or other clients, sense of improving and learning in life. I love that. I love that there, Taya. Thank you so much for sharing this. If you would like to get more help when it comes to your mindset, when it comes to, yes, money, making more impact and income as a teacher, or even working on your saboteurs, the things that sabotage you, that stop you from achieving what you want to achieve, just reach out to me via LinkedIn and I can just direct you to the right places, maybe the workshops that I've done, or maybe the workshops that I will be doing, or any other forms of help from me. If you're interested, just private message me. But I will be looking forward to seeing you in the next sessions. And before we wrap up, I would like to hear your takeaways, if you have any, from the session, what you're taking away and what you are determined to do, maybe even action steps for you. I would like to read them aloud, and then we will just wrap it up for today. I'll be still waiting a little bit around for your takeaways, and then we will just finish for today. So, Taya, give myself permission to receive more. How are you going to do it, Taya? Are you going to write it down? Or are you just going to stand in front of the mirror and say it aloud to yourself? How are you going to do it? And by the way, I like your profile picture. It looks like from one of those Canary Islands that I lived on. It's a beautiful picture. I'm sure with this surrounding, it's much easier for you to deposit those positive emotions in your bank of positive emotions. I think the surrounding we have around us and the people we have around us are very important, right? It does help us. Okay, great. Thank you so much for all your comments and for being here. It's Alicante, Tea. Okay, I actually lived in Vienna, which is close to Elde, I think, and it's close to Alicante. So I've been to Alicante many times and I love the place. Lucky you that you can live there. Julian is saying, love expressed is not just a feeling, but an act of your will to withdrawal from. Yes, it's not just a feeling, but it's an act of will, and I guess even a decision. Thank you so much for sharing that. Cecil, this is new thinking for me. Thanks for expanding my thoughts. So happy. Thank you, Cecil, for being here. Thank you so much, Gina, for being here too. And Taya is saying, by being brave but convinced that I can ask for a higher rate because I deserved. Yes, exactly. Because you deserve, because you're a teacher, and teachers deserve to receive more. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here today. And please come again in 2 weeks' time. We are going to have another exciting topic. Um, Bye bye, everyone. Bye bye, everyone. And thank you so much for being here.